For several years, audiences of sister wives have been able to observe the complicated and frequently dramatic dynamics of the relationships within the Brown family on national television. Kody Brown, the head of the family, has consistently been at the focal point of all of this, as he has had to juggle several wives and children, as well as the special pressures of a polygamous family. Among all of his wives, Janelle Brown has consistently been different, first because of her long-term status as Kody's wife, and then because of her strong and very independent character. Recently, however, something utterly astonishing has come to light in the world of sister wives. A rumor mill is turning, indicating speculations that have started to circulate not only have been true, but they may be far more astonishing than most could have imagined. Reports have begun to circulate, speculating that a possible new future may have been acted upon by wife Janelle Brown, who has been dealing with Kody's ever-compassionate polygamy situation since she was a young woman. It began with subtle hints that fans couldn't possibly overlook. Social media detectives, the sharp fans with a dedication to reviewing every status update, every smile, and every single photo, began picking up on some odd trends. Photos of Janelle were of her with either no one or with a mysterious figure by her side. She was obviously happier and more radiant and confident in a way that was almost not characteristic of her public outings as a social figure in the past. Even fans picked up on a ring on her finger. The rumors reached a frenzy point when insiders began to come out and tell their stories of meeting Janelle outside of taping the reality show. Several sources claimed that they were able to spot her out and about with a man who is certainly not a member of the Brown family. He was described as being very charming and confident and paying a lot of attention to Janelle. That seemed to lift her spirits to such an extent that it was no longer possible for outsiders to remain neutral and merely become fans of the reality television program and start analyzing evidence that was coming to everyone's notice. This discovery is especially appalling given the length of time that Kody and Janelle have been involved with one another. Kody and Janelle share a lifespan that includes bringing up children and overcoming family and reality TV camera hysterias. Janelle has been depicted as a devoted and committed spouse, oftentimes playing peacemaker between other wives and keeping things running in their household in great order. The idea of a clandestine love and marriage life seems like something taken from a script. The viewers began looking back at past scenes and trying to find any sign of dissatisfaction and/or a hunger for freedom in Janelle. They pointed out her solitary instances, her expressions of dissatisfaction at being controlled by Kody, and her gestured need for freedom. Gradually, all these minute expressions could collectively denote that Janelle was mentally and physically preparing herself for living a life in which she could allow herself to be happy without sacrificing her values and morals. The social media platforms have been aglow with comments from fans who are extremely happy for Janelle, having always admired her for her courage to choose what she wants and for taking matters of her life into her own hands. They have always shown her strength of character, having managed to walk away from a lifestyle or a situation she felt she was being held back in, after years of being born into a polygamous family. The posts, "Finally Janelle is free," or "Janelle deserves happiness," have covered the pages of Instagram and Twitter. However, on the flip side, some fans are left shocked, confused, or even betrayed by the news. This is mainly because many fans have invested so much in the storyline of the Brown family that the last thing they want is a twist that includes Janelle marrying another man. In fact, for some fans, it is not just a matter of Kody having a big ego, but the fact that a much-loved character is now entering a completely new world that may end up disrupting the whole family. This twist has become one of the most discussed issues within the Sister Wives fan community. What makes this news more interesting is that it has happened at a very specific time. Apparently, Janelle has been more carefully choosing when to make appearances or share photos on social media, a clear sign that she is handling with care the transition to the start of this chapter of her life. This is not a scene from a TV show, where a confrontation could end with a dramatic fight. Rather, this could be a reflection of the fact that Janelle has understood that a part of her life has ended and that the start of a new chapter has officially begun. Opting for a more personal approach to share her happiness with the world, or quite possibly, keeping it internal for a reason that will soon become obvious. Op. Speculation is mounting about the identity of this new guy. Fans are dying for any hint, examining every photo, clip, or social media exchange they can find for a clue. Will he be someone from a non-show business background, someone he knows or has met before, or someone completely out of left field? The suspense only seems to feed the flames, sparking non-stop discussion on fan sites, YouTube videos, and other online forums. Each new comment or post is picked apart for clues, from very believable to completely out of left field speculating. On the other hand, sources indicate that the connection is serious. It has been reported that the woman is not emotionally involved with just any individual. This person brings out the best in her that had been hidden. The sources describe the woman as being full of life, with an air of excitement and as confident as never before. The woman had been the type to prioritize the family or the TV show over the personal development that meets her personal goals. The potential consequences for Kody are monumental. Through the years, the ego of Kody has frequently been at the forefront of the family dynamics that have been depicted on the reality show Sister Wives. From small incidents involving hurtful remarks to heavy altercations, the audiences have witnessed the different effects of Kody's personality on the various aspects of the family's life and even on the outside perception that they receive on the reality show Sister Wives. If Janelle has indeed moved on and wound up married to another man, this might prove to be the biggest shock that he has received in years. This is a revelation that opens up a whole new storyline for the show. A new season could even arise from this. Reality television is chock full of twists and turns. This new storyline has this all. Will this new storyline be true or simply a rumor? What has already happened is that there has been a ripple effect. Season predictions show that this new storyline could bring a record-breaking season. Overall, this is not just a rumor or small scoop. It's potentially a major shift in the Sister Wives landscape. Janelle's supposed secret marriage is all about independence, empowerment, and going against the mold. Many questions run through the minds of Sister Wives viewers. They want to see what Kody will do. They want to see what the other wives will do. More than that, they want to know what this means for the Brown family saga overall. For the time being, the show is Janelle, and every photo, every appearance, and every press conference is under the microscope, as everyone is trying to piece together what could possibly be the most dramatic story in the history of reality TV. This is one thing for sure. The world is definitely tuning in, and Janelle Brown has unquestionably rewritten the book on engagement and its relationship to love, relationships, and happiness. Rumors of a secret wedding in Janelle Brown's possible marriage reached a fever pitch. The fans simply wondered who the man was who had captured her heart and changed the dynamics of the entire Brown family. What makes this mysterious man so special that Janelle Brown, who has been so famously associated with Kody Brown from Sister Wives fame, would even think of a life-altering choice? The truth has slowly started unraveling. And it's even more fascinating than anyone expected. According to sources who are close to Janelle, her new lover is like no other she has previously dated. In contrast to Kody's domineering nature and inflated ego that have long become synonymous with his presence within the family, this man's confidence is calm and serene. He is also someone who honors boundaries and appreciates the concept of individuality, and who also gives Janelle the liberty to just be herself and express herself as she chooses to do so. Coming from a polygamous family setup and background for so many years now, this is nothing short of liberating for her to experience and enjoy. Janelle's friends say that Janelle's partner has the following qualities. Janelle's boyfriend is charming, but down to earth. Not a man who likes to be in the limelight, but does have a presence about him. Kody, the father of Janelle's kids, has been the focal point of the family for a long time. But Janelle's current beau is more than willing to share the stage, and this has apparently brought out the spark in Janelle that has been dormant for years. A fascinating aspect of this new relationship is the contrast it brings. While Kody Brown is a man who expects devotion, values control, and is known to have a dictative nature when it comes to running the family, this new man is reported to be a promoter of mutual respect, equality, and harmony in a relationship. It is obvious that this is a lesson well heeded by Janelle, allowing her to move on to a segment of her life which is now exclusively hers. According to reports, she looks happier, carefree, and true to life than she has since her married days to Kody. Also noticeable are the interactions this man has with Janelle in public appearances. Witnesses indicate Janelle appears happy in a manner suggesting joy and comfort, a form of merriment she apparently had less of during her appearances with Kody. He apparently listens attentively to Janelle, laughs with her readily, and enables a general celebratory ambiance, free from judgment and ego-driven reactions. Janelle appears worlds away from the woman appreciated by her fan base, as one needing to deal with Kody's personality and cohabitation emotional overlaps between Janelle and the other wives. There is also the aspect of the secrecy that accompanies the relationship. Janelle has been very cautious about her image. She has managed to keep her life private because of the contents of her reality TV shows. The secret that Janelle has kept about her partner has led to plenty of engagement on the part of her fans on social media. There is also the aspect that he might be someone who does not have any connections to the reality TV shows or entertainment industry. He might just be someone who wants discretion and enjoys moments that the cameras cannot see. Such moments in life might have helped Janelle explore her relationship. Fans have been trying to decipher clues from various posts on social media platforms, travel pictures, and hints scattered on social media. This has given fans a feeling that is similar to a detective story happening in real life. Every glimpse of a smile, a fleeting background figure, and a caption is scrutinized for its import. Fans are trying to join the dots and figure out who could be supporting enough to help extract the best out of Janelle and staying in the background throughout this time. It's also alleged that this new man has played an important part in helping Janelle discover herself again. According to close friends, he urges Janelle to do the things that interest her, to try out new experiences, and to look after her emotional well-being as well. Of course, all of these are aspects that Janelle failed to find in her life with Kody, where boldly going forward with his ego, his wives, and everybody else's eyes upon him left no time for her own personal needs to be addressed. The emotional significance of this man in Janelle's life cannot be overstated. Viewers of this woman's show over the years appreciate the kind of pressure she has been under, often putting her own needs aside for the sake of her family's well-being. Now, however, there appears to be someone by her side who honors her past and gives her the chance to build her future in her own way. It is easy to see why viewers are so fascinated by this situation. Additionally, the new man is said to present a mentally and emotionally stimulating partner for Janelle, in contrast to what is now apparent in other relationships that she has been involved with in the past, in which her views can respectively be eclipsed or ignored. This relationship encourages the exchange of views. This must certainly present a novel experience for a person who has had experience regarding how family relationships work. Insiders have pointed out that this man has created a chain reaction in terms of Janelle's public image. Janelle seems more confident in her appearances on television and in public events. She has a certain air of purpose around her. However, her energy seems renewed. Reports like this have not been overlooked. Sources seem to think that this new man has given her a renewed lease on life that has a direct link to her happiness. The difference between Kody and this new man is almost comical by comparison. While Kody has struggled with finding balance between ego and the demands of multiple wives, Janelle's new beau is said to focus on partnership and communication and emotional needs for each other. For the viewer, who has grown accustomed to seeing tension, jealousy, and struggle for control within the Brown family dynamics, this new love is a welcome respite, a love story told within boundaries of respect and connection. The man's role in Janelle's family life choices has also sparked interest among her fans. Janelle, it is claimed, is still very much tied to her children and her current commitments, but having a strong man in her corner as her husband empowers her to define her own boundaries and limits. What this means is that her alleged secret wedding is not simply an expression of her feelings, but also her determination to grow her self-respect and self-worth without any qualms or misgivings. Social media responses keep pouring in, varying from excitement to admiration, and from curiosity to skepticism. Many fans are rooting for Janelle, cheering on the strength it takes to seek out her own happiness after so many years of struggling within an adverse family situation. Posts extolling her strength and independence fill Instagram, Twitter, and fan sites. Of course, the identity of the new male character is pure conjecture. While some speculate that he might be a friend or known acquaintance of the character, others believe that he could simply be a complete unknown, a person who could provide the character with the stability, support, and physical intimacy that comes with no strings attached and no expectations of international adoration. Whatever his identity, the impact he is having in the character's life is what will matter to the audience. In short, Janelle Brown's new beau is more to her than a love interest. He's something of a turning point in her life. He pushes her to become better and gives her the freedom to be herself. To those who've been following the drama surrounding Kody and the Browns, this dynamic represents something very interesting in respect to Janelle's changing life and the contrast between past and potentially brightening future developments. As the rumors continue, it's obvious that this relationship has already contributed to a lasting impact within the world of sister wives. A rumored secret marriage between Janelle and her current beau represents much more than love and lust. It represents empowerment and independence, and ultimately, her pursuit of her own happiness. The love of her life being there in support of her and her uniqueness could very well represent a brand new beginning for her. Whether the association is proven and out in the open, or clouded with mystery and intrigue, it has already managed to fascinate an audience and draw the public's eye away from family drama and towards satisfying their own needs and desires. It would seem that Janelle Brown has found herself a man who loves her not simply for who she is, but also needs her and gives her the opportunity to prioritize her own needs for the first time in her life. For many years, Kody Brown has been the central figure in Sister Wives, trying to keep the sensitive balance in his polygamous home while trying to hold on to a semblance of authority and control over his family dynamics. From managing his many relationships to public scrutiny, Kody's personality and ego have been pivotal in shaping the narrative of the reality show. But recent events about Janelle Brown, her rumored secret marriage and newfound independence, may have dealt one of the most crucial blows to his ego in the history of the series. It has long been noted by fans that Kody's self-image is inextricably linked to his family setup. He is a man who has structured the dynamics of his house to a T, often expecting loyalty, respect, and compliance from his wives in exchange. In this environment, control isn't about authority. It's about identity. Kody's ego lives for being perceived as the leader, the decision-maker, and the man who maintains a delicate balance between relationships. But when Janelle, the wife who has been a constant in his life for decades, starts to step outside that structure, the very foundation on which his self-perception is based is undermined. Insiders close to the situation describe how Kody has struggled to come to terms with what the rumor mill has put forth: Janelle's new man. For someone who is used to being the center of attention, knowing a partner has chosen to invest in someone else, especially in secret, can be deeply disturbing. It's not only the romantic betrayal that many fans speculate, but a call to question his leadership and whether he had been good enough or fair enough in his way with the relationships and running the family. The hit to Kody's ego isn't just theoretical. It reveals itself in the subtlest of ways. According to sources, he has let his frustrations be known, defensiveness and even vulnerability surfacing in private moments. Where once he projected a confidence and surety, there were reports of small moments of doubt, situations where his highly created image of control would crack. Janelle's rumored secret marriage doesn't just hurt his ego. It makes him face something. His influence over this family is not absolute, and perhaps it never was. This is a poignant point of return. The show has always thrived on tension, jealousy, and conflict, but rarely has the ego of the patriarch been tested so directly. Kody has had disagreements with wives, conflicts over co-parenting decisions, and public scrutiny from fans. But the idea that a wife might find genuine happiness and independence outside of his control challenges him on a deeply personal level. It is one thing to negotiate disagreements or household logistics. It is another entirely to witness someone he has shared decades with, redefining their life without him at the center. The parallel of Kody's past behavior and the current situation hasn't gone unnoticed by fans. Throughout the series, his ego has somewhat dictated situations and decisions, causing friction amongst the wives. From little tiffs over attention to big deliberations about the priorities regarding family matters, Kody's personality has always been at the very center of the household dynamic. Now, for the first time ever, that ego is experiencing resistance from someone he may have assumed would always remain within the orbit of his authority. Janelle's rumored independence challenges not only his perception of control, but also his identity as the leader of the family. Social media has blown up with people responding to the unfolding drama. Fans speculate about how Kody will react. Some believe it's going to be a defensive reaction, while others say he may be forced to finally come to terms with his past patterns. Comments range from sympathetic, "It must be hard for him to see Janelle happy with someone else," to the critical, "Kody's ego finally met its match." This reaction alone shows just how invested audiences are in the emotional and psychological layers of the story beyond the surface level of family drama. According to experts on relationships and family dynamics, it is moments such as these that sometimes prove transformational for both parties. For Kody, this can be a time of reflection. it would be difficult not to undergo some introspection regarding past behavior and decision-making, not to mention relationship management, when a long-term partner asserts independence and finds happiness without his interference. This may indeed be painful, but also a moment of growth if Kody chooses to embrace it. This effect on his ego has further implications in a practical sense for the family. Kody's decisions often affect not only the dynamics of his relationship with Janelle, but the entire household dynamic through co-parenting, interactions with other wives, and even the portrayal of their family life on television. When one in such a central position starts to feel threatened, undermined, or challenged, it ripples through, leading to tension, uncertainty, and emotional turmoil for all involved. Many fans speculate this will bring massive changes in how the family functions both on and off camera. According to some insiders, it is complicated by Kody's deep emotional attachment to the family he has built. The dynamics that occur within a polygamous household are deeply intertwined. Unlike a casual relationship, any shift in that dynamic would be more profound. Janelle's rumored move toward independence and her potentially secretly marrying another man not only would scratch at his ego, but also confront him with emotions he may never be accustomed to publicizing: loss, vulnerability, and a realization that indeed he can't control all aspects of his family's happiness. Indeed, this will probably be one of the few times longtime viewers get to really see the human side of Kody Brown. How many times has the show been more inclined towards conflicts and drama for entertainment, but never really pursued what can be considered a blow to the patriarch's ego, the psychological impact of a wife's potential independence? It's a reminder that behind the cameras and storylines are real people grappling with complex emotions that transcend the scripted reality of television. The tension is further amplified by the fans' speculations on who the new partner of Janelle's supposedly is. Many ask themselves whether the confidence of the man and his ability to emotionally and intellectually challenge Janelle have exposed weaknesses in Kody's relationship behavior. This adds another layer of drama, as audiences debate not just what is happening, but why that matters, and how Kody will respond moving forward. But what makes this particular moment in the show so compelling to audiences is both what has changed from past patterns and the possibilities of what will happen now. For decades, Kody's ego has shaped interactions, dictated priorities, and influenced perceptions of family harmony. Now, with Janelle seemingly asserting independence and potentially choosing a partner outside of his sphere of influence, Kody is confronted with a situation that cannot be controlled or scripted. This is not a storyline that can be neatly resolved. It is a moment of raw human emotion that challenges both the patriarch and the audience to reconsider assumptions about loyalty, love, and personal growth. Social media is still wildly speculating. Memes, fan theories, and discussion threads only serve to illustrate the attention this storyline has gained. Some fans feel schadenfreude. They are happy to see Kody's ego taken down a peg in ways that are long overdue. Others feel sympathy and recognize just how emotionally difficult it is to come to a realization that a longtime partner may indeed be happier somewhere else. This mix of reactions underlines the situation's complexity and the deep emotional resonance it holds for audiences who have invested in the Brown family's journey. Of course, this is more than just entertainment. This is a casebook study in human emotion, ego, and relationship dynamics. Kody's struggle becomes illustrative of what anybody has had to bear who has been in a position of authority for a long time. only to realize that control is relative, and that one cannot truly dictate or monopolize happiness. For viewers, this is a poignant moment, because it merges the drama reality TV can promise with universal truths about human relationships, being at risk, loss, and the courage it takes to confront one's own limitations. As this plotline plays out in real time, the attention is squarely on Kody. Will he try to fight his way back? Will he learn and grow from it? Or will this ego challenge indeed catalyze even more dramatic confrontations within the family? And none of these questions have answers. But one thing is for sure. The rumor of Janelle's secret marriage has caused a seismic shift in the Brown household dynamics, placing Kody's ego and the family's stability squarely in the crosshairs. The ego of Kody Brown has always defined sister wives, but the rumored autonomy of Janelle and her possible new life partner is a turning point that no other show has ever had. This situation, besides challenging his authority and self-concept, will very well confront the manner in which he has been processing relationships for decades. For onlookers, it is none other than shocking and fascinating. Such real-life drama transcends television and offers a glimpse into the multifaceted and sensitive act of love, control, and self-growth. The aftershocks of this ego hit will be felt for months, if not years, as fans, family members, and Kody himself grapple with the reality of a wife who may no longer be entirely within his orbit. For the audience, it is a powerful reminder that in the game of love and relationships, control is never absolute, and sometimes, ego is the first thing to be challenged when true happiness is at stake. The Brown family has long fascinated fans of sister wives, in large part due to the complicated nature of having more than one spouse. Indeed, it has been exciting for fans of sister wives to see how Kody Brown has managed to balance his various wives. However, the alleged secret marriage of Janelle Brown to her new lover has brought about a ripple effect that will change everything for this entire family. In fact, it affects not only Kody, but also his wives, children, and even their image among fans. The Brown family has maintained a sensitive balance for many years. Kody has been doing the best that he could to divide his time and attention between the wives, while keeping up the facade that all is well within the family. This was until the situation was shaken by the potential new marriage of Janelle that threatens the long-existing balance within the family. Sources close to the matter believe that the other wives are going through a range of feelings due to the current situation. It is stated that some admire Janelle's bold move in favor of her happiness and understand that seeking independence in a family that is already divided under the dominion of Kody is not an easy task. However, some of them might be feeling uncertain and perhaps jealous due to the changes brought by Janelle's independence. The children are also affected. They live in a polygamous family setting where they get to experience the various dynamics that come into play involving love, authority, and loyalty. To them, Janelle's possible secret marriage might just mean that their family dynamics might change. It is not just the effects of the possible secret marriage on the adult characters that matter. It would have the same impacts on how the children perceive family and emotional security. According to experts who interpret family dynamics, serious changes in family dynamics can affect the emotional development of the children. The ripple effect reaches far past emotions, of course, and into other matters of logistical reality. A polygamous family means a sharing of resources, schedules, and responsibilities. If, in fact, Janelle is actively committed to a relationship outside of the Brown family, then her own set of priorities may shift, making it necessary to reconfigure co-parenting, household, and family functions. Social media devotees continue to fantasize and fill pages of speculation regarding the possible reactions of the other wives as well. Some view this event as possibly encouraging Mary, Christine, and/or Robin to grow even stronger and possibly spark discussions of their freedoms and happiness following this revolutionary move by Janelle's example. The morsel of intrigue stretches well past the actions of Janelle to the impact of the whole family dynamic following this change in their order of operations. It is also one of the most intriguing parts of this drama that it shows how ineffective control can be in a polygamous system. For so long, control has influenced decisions, actions, and focus, all under the reign of Kody's control. However, Janelle's budding relationship shows how autonomy cannot ever fully be eradicated, even if it is in a household based upon hierarchy and devotion. It is a shocking truth about control, influence, and effectiveness, and the revealing peep into how autonomous individuals can be even in very interdependent settings. According to insiders, the alleged secret marriage of Janelle could also inspire the family to discuss emotional authenticity when living together. Traditionally, the wives of the members of this family tend to deal with sensitive circumstances with a focus on keeping the peace and avoiding conflict. However, with Janelle's move to independence, the need for each individual to come to terms with challenging truths, reassess their attitudes, and redefine norms to peacefully coexist has become a reality that cannot be wished away. The fans are curious about this development and have been speculating about whether the family will be able to adjust or whether the arrival of Janelle's alleged secret marriage will bring about a positive transformation in the lives of these individuals. While some believe that this is the inevitable outcome of personal development and the quest for happiness in their lives, others believe that the Brown family will no longer remain the same, as the perfect equilibrium will shatter. It seems that the possible ramifications for Kody cannot and should not be overlooked at this juncture either. As the patriarch of his family, his ego and authority are inextricably linked to the notion of familial togetherness and unity, as perceived by him and his family today. He now finds himself facing Janelle's independence and apparent romantic involvement with someone else. And the onlookers tend to feel that he may also face his own struggles with pride, ego, and vulnerability in these circumstances while trying to keep his family intact. There are also larger implications in terms of public perception. For several years now, the Brown family has been living life in the fishbowl world of reality TV, where fans dissect and analyze dynamics related to relationships, parenting, and family in a reality TV context. The situation where Janelle is said to be carrying on a secret marriage shatters that norm and blows the perceptions related to this family wide open. This scenario is already a rampant topic on social media, and it proves that a person's choice can affect many people outside their immediate circle. Regarding family dynamics, an expert explains the following about the impacts of disruption, which, if managed with emotional intelligence, could end up being transformative for the family. The disturbance this situation poses to the family could also represent an opportunity for them to start over and work towards managing their communication and their family relationships in a different way, particularly since one of their family members has decided to declare independence, which impacts how everyone relates to each other and how the family operates as a unit. Also important to consider is the fact that Janelle's supposed choice might have a certain influence on how the family is represented on television. Reality television succeeds based on the suspenseful depiction of conflict, drama, and intricate human emotions. The producers might use these dynamics to present conflict, relationship changes, or acts of empowerment or defiance. The family dynamics might very well continue to happen as a real part of family interaction. However, their depiction becomes a significant aspect for viewers as a part of television culture. While the rest of the family adjusts, the fans are left wondering what is next. Will the other wives become inspired by the end result and choose to exercise some independence within their relationships? Will Kody learn how to deal with his ego differently now that the results are what they are? It is these questions that the fans are left wondering about, and the reality is that the alleged hidden marriage that Janelle has had is more than a personal accomplishment. It is a point of transformation. Lastly, ultimately, the end effect of Janelle's rumored secret marriage within the family is multifaceted. Emotional impacts include the reorganization of existing loyalties and self-questioning. Practical impacts relate to reorganization of duties and time. Social impacts relate to conversations from fans on issues of freedom, happiness, and relationships within a polygamous family. Psychological impacts challenge Kody on a reality that may be unpleasant but practical, that love, respect, and happiness cannot be controlled. For those watching, this is a very interesting story. It illustrates how a person's search for happiness can have ripple effects on a whole family unit. Janelle's supposed new beginning represents the concepts of courage, freedom, and choice. Regardless of whether this change affects them for better or for worse, this event sure has had a significant impact on the story of the Brown family. Fans are eagerly waiting for the events that will ensue from this situation that will unfurl in the next few months. Will Kody prove himself to be flexible and adapt gracefully to the situation at hand, or will this situation worsen? How will the other wives react? More importantly, however, is the question of how Janelle will handle her newfound freedom and still manage her relationships with her children and the other wives. One thing is for sure, the Brown family is at a crossroads. The ripple effect from Janelle and her rumored secret marriage is changing everything and offering a real-life look at issues of autonomy, ego, and emotional intelligence in a non-traditional family unit. For a Sister Wives fan, this isn't another storyline. It's a time of change and a time that will be remembered for years down the line. In conclusion, the reach of the rumored secret marriage between Janelle and Kody goes well beyond love and relationship. It spills into family dynamics, parent-child relationships, public opinion, and the delicate dynamics Kody has skillfully managed for many decades. It upends many assumptions, stirs up changes emotionally and logically, and reminds us all that the pursuit of personal happiness really is a powerful force, even within very complex family systems. After all these years of experiencing ups and downs in her life of polygamy, it appears that Janelle Brown has entered a whole new level of adventure, and fans of Sister Wives can't stop speculating and wondering about all this. Now that there are rumors about her marrying a different man, and thus striking out into a life that could be very different and revolutionary indeed, it's but natural that watchers of her reality show wonder about her and Kody's future, and what impact this latest progression might mean for her whole family. The new alleged love life that Janelle is having means much more than a mere change in her love life. It also signifies freedom and empowerment for her as a woman today. Sources close to her say that she is now concentrating on making herself and herself alone happy, that she wants this freedom that comes with having choices that support what she wants and what she believes in as well. It seems that after all those years when her family and her household were placed before her happiness, now that has all changed for her as a person and for Sister Wives as a story as well. As for Kody, this is clearly a very challenging experience for him. All along in the series, Kody has identified himself very strongly with being the patriarch. He has walked the tight line between the needs of all of the women while still being the authority figure that he wants to be. Janelle's possible gain of freedom challenges Kody to come to terms with something that he perhaps had not factored into all of this, namely, that while he has power in the family that he wants and needs, he does not have absolute power. This is something that he will have to come to terms with. It seems that fans and followers alike believe Kody is at a crossroads. His decisions will help shape the dynamic of the family in the years to come. Will he struggle to take control and find himself in the midst of conflict? Or will he learn to adapt, ensuring there is mutual respect and understanding that each woman, including Janelle, has the right to find happiness in her own way? The future of Janelle and Kody is also connected with the emotional needs of the family members. Children and other wives are witnesses and affected by the changing scenario of the family members. According to different sources, Janelle is still attached to her children and is attempting to keep good relationships with other wives despite her emotional journey that is independent and separate from the other wives and her own husbands. Family systems theorists have observed that changes such as this are seldom easy. When a key player such as Janelle chooses the path of autonomy, it necessarily means changing patterns and patterns of expectation. But for Kody, the task at hand is not one of acceptance and adaptation. On the other hand, it's about learning how to adapt his own growth as he holds the family together. Section. This new alleged marriage has also led to speculation about what the future may hold for the relationship of Kody and Janelle. While some fans continue to hold out hope for union or some kind of connection, it is clear for others that this could represent a new reality, either as an end point or simply as a next step in what will become an ever-evolving relationship. Whether this relationship continues as an association, a co-parenting relationship, or simply as nothing more than an acquaintanceship, the point remains that Janelle is now taking control of her life, establishing her independence, and this plays out before audiences everywhere as a woman seeking to establish her parameters of self-discovery, self-satisfaction, and self-reinvention. The social media responses also prove how committed the audience is to the fate of Janelle and Kody. The audience is filled with a variety of emotions, ranging from curiosity to support and even concern for some of the characters. There are some who are rooting for Janelle and encouraging her to follow her passion and gain her independence. Another set of audience members are wondering what will become of Kody and whether he will take this change in his stride calmly or fall prey to his ego and arrogance. The scope of possible growth and healing is vast. If Kody can accept this change and inject his emotions into it effectively, it can bring much-needed balance to his family dynamics. If Kody learns to respect Janelle's independence and accommodate her need to be happy as a separately living wife, he might be able to bring balance to his family life and help his children witness healthy behavior from their parents. All of his wives and children might benefit from it. The alleged secret marriage of Janelle is also an opening for new storylines to unfurl on the show. Reality shows are all about change, conflict, and unexpected events, and this plot has all these aspects in abundance. The audience is intrigued by the complexity, struggles, and evolution that are embodied in this turn of events. This is not fiction. The characters here are real people dealing with real emotions, with decisions that create ripple effects for life, not just for themselves, but for their families as well. There is also a symbolic element to Janelle's story. The rumored independence exhibited by Janelle calls into question traditional ideology associated with loyalty marriage, and gender roles in a plural marriage. Janelle's choice to seek her own happiness illustrates that autonomy and happiness need not conflict with family commitments. This is a significant expression for the viewers. A viewer can still achieve her or his own happiness, despite being part of a complicated family structure. For Janelle and Kody, the road ahead will foreseeably entail elements of negotiation and change, and further development for the individual. Although the general public cannot possibly keep track of everything, the fact remains that within the close circle of the Brown family, Janelle seems to determine to keep herself intact and sound in her mental and emotional state, and focus instead on living her own life in which she will pursue her own love and happiness, and not sacrifice her personal virtues for anything in the process. Meanwhile, Kody is struggling to balance his feelings with reality. It is never easy to accept a spouse's autonomy, and even more so when it gets caught up in ego, identity, and a whole lot of other factors. It is a tremendous opportunity, though, because of what could be accomplished with a focus on empathy, personal growth, and flexibility. To fans, the reality that is unfolding is both dramatic and uplifting. It proves that even when caught up in long-term relationships, complicated families, and the spotlight, sometimes change is what is needed. The new alleged marriage to Janelle is the image of bravery, authenticity, and the search for happiness on her own terms. Kody's reaction, or perhaps the reaction that could happen, allows fans a glimpse into what it is like to struggle with ego, adaptation, and personal growth. Looking forward, so many questions arise. What kind of connection or partnership will Kody and Janelle be able to develop? How will the rest of the wives adjust to this change? What will this mean for the children? What will it mean for their reputation? More importantly, what does it mean for Janelle herself, for her own personal growth and independence? Though answers exist yet in the future, it is certain that this new development signals an exciting new chapter for the Brown family. In conclusion, the future that awaits both Janelle and Kody is a reality that is full of change, complexity, and the strength that human nature holds. While the possibility of a secret wedding by Janelle stands for the strength that comes with independence, the significance, that personal joy, can never be underestimated, or the strength it takes to face changes. Kody's struggles bear testimony to the difficulties associated with ego, identity, and the adapting role within a complex family system. The Brown family press on, and the viewers are likewise enthralled, dissecting each and every exchange, host, and event that takes place in an attempt to uncover what the future holds. The story of the Brown women is one that brings a sense of awe and dialogue, while the path that Kody walks presents an exploration of the categories of leadership, the complexities of love, and the work of emotional growth. Those that tune in to view the television series Sister Wives will recognize that the foregoing is not simply an outline. Rather, it presents an interpretation that speaks to the themes of connection, courage, and the struggle to lead an authentic life.